table is set for 8. Wine is poured. The roast has been sliced. Someone is laughing at a joke that wasn't that funny. At the far end sits a woman named Elena Marsh, 34 years old, hair pulled back, hands folded in her lap. She arrived on time. She brought flowers. She complimented the centerpiece. She's smiling. The smile does not reach her eyes. To her left, her brother Daniel, 41, married, 2 kids in private school, a house he didn't pay for entirely on his own. To her right, her sister-in-law, Claudette, the kind of woman who keeps meticulous records of other people's debts and very loose records of her own. Elena passes the bread basket to Daniel. He takes a roll, thanks her, doesn't look up. Tight shot of Elena's hand releasing the basket. Steady, no tremor. Nobody at that table knows what she has already set in motion. Nobody knows what she did last Tuesday. Nobody knows what is scheduled to happen in 11 days. Elena takes a sip of water. She already won. She's just waiting for the rest of them to catch up. This is the story of what happens when you betray someone who knows how to wait. Their mother, Margaret Marsh, died in February of 2021. She was 72. She had spent 31 years building a rental property portfolio. 4 properties, accumulated slowly, paid off methodically. At the time of her death, the estate was valued at approximately $1.3 million. The will was clear, split equally. Margaret had written it herself in 2016 with an attorney named Richard Holloway, 2 beneficiaries, Elena and Daniel. She added a specific bequest, her jewelry collection, estimated at $40,000, to Elena, because Elena had been the one who sat with her through chemotherapy. Margaret passed on a Tuesday. By the following Monday, Daniel Marsh had filed a different will with the probate court. This will, dated November 2020, left the entire estate to Daniel. It was notarized. It had Margaret's signature. It named a different attorney, a man named Paul Garrett, whose office was 40 minutes away in a city Margaret had no history of visiting. Daniel's explanation, delivered to Elena over a 3-minute call, was that their mother had changed her mind, that she had wanted to simplify things. Elena was left with Margaret's personal items, clothes, books, a sewing kit, 3 boxes of photographs, and a legal right to contest. Daniel's attorney informed her it would take 18 months and cost her no less than $60,000 in legal fees, with no guaranteed outcome. She was working as a freelance accountant at the time. She did not have $60,000. What Daniel had taken from her was not only money. The house Margaret raised them in, the one with the yellow door, that house was now his. He sold it 11 months later for $247,000. He used the proceeds to put in a swimming pool. That was the moment Elena stopped crying and started planning. She did not hire a lawyer, not yet, because Elena Marsh had spent 12 years as a forensic accountant. She knew what a forged estate document looked like. She knew what it smelled like. She requested the original probate filing. Her mother's signature, the M, had a consistent downstroke. The signature on Daniel's will had a lighter downstroke. Her mother was left-handed. The forger was not. She didn't call Daniel. She didn't call a lawyer. She called no one. She went to Thanksgiving that year. She went to Christmas. She went to Daniel's daughter's piano recital in March. She sat next to Claudette. She complimented Claudette's earrings. She knew what Claudette had done. Claudette didn't know that Elena knew, because this is what Claudette had done. She had found Paul Garrett through a man named Stuart Briggs. Briggs had told Garrett's story to Daniel at a golf outing in September 2020. The woman across from Elena was a private investigator named Sonia Devereaux. She specialized in estate fraud. She charged $3,800 a month. Elena paid her for 7 months, $26,000. Every dollar Elena had saved in the 18 months since Margaret died. By October 2022, Elena had a certified forensic document examiner's report, phone records, a sworn statement from a former paralegal, bank records showing that $14,500 had moved from Daniel's personal account to an LLC connected to Garrett in December 2020. She gave Briggs's name to the same prosecutor's office she was about to walk into. Nobody knew she was coming yet. That was the most important thing. On a Tuesday in November 2022, exactly 21 months later, Elena Marsh walked into the county prosecutor's office. Her attorney, Marcus Webb, said he had never seen a private individual compile that quality of forensic documentation. It looked like it had been prepared by a federal agent. Paul Garrett was arrested on a Thursday morning. By afternoon, 2 other families had contacted the prosecutor's office. Elena had simply opened the door. Garrett pled guilty to 2 counts of forgery. He was sentenced to 27 months in federal prison and ordered to pay $380,000 in restitution. Stuart Briggs was charged as a co-conspirator. His wife filed for divorce. He lost his real estate license and moved out of state. Claudette Marsh filed for divorce from Daniel in February 2023. She took the children. She left the liability behind. Daniel Marsh pled no contest. He was sentenced to 18 months of home confinement and ordered to pay $780,000. He lost his job. He moved into a 2-bedroom apartment. The original 2016 will was reinstated in April 2023. Elena received her half of the estate, $650,000, plus interest. The house with the yellow door was gone. She used part of the settlement to buy a different property. She planted a garden. Some things are irretrievable. Every conversation is data. Every relaxed, unguarded remark is a brick in a wall being built around them. The composed person at a table is not performing forgiveness. They are observing. What she got was architecture. She built something in the dark, piece by piece, with her own hands, and she waited until it was finished. The most dangerous person at any table isn't the loudest. It's the one who's already won and is just waiting for you to realize it. New stories drop every week on Revenge Reckoning. Subscribe if you're the kind of person who plays the long game.